Hey everyone, it's July 3rd, and that means that if today's your birthday, you share with serial killer Westley Alan Dodd, who molested and murdered at least 3 children in 1989, and that is him right up there. Dodd was the oldest of 3 children and was born in 1961 in Toppenish, a rural community in southern Washington. In interviews, he claimed that he was never abused or neglected as a child, but that he also never once heard the words, "I love you." A diary of his from prison, however, revealed claims that he was actually emotionally and physically abused by his father, and that he was neglected in favor of his younger siblings. He fell off a fence as a young boy and was knocked unconscious, but it's unknown if that head injury had anything to do with his later horrific behavior. Dodd began sexually experimenting at the age of 8, and at the age of 10 he was rejected by a 6-year-old girl, upon which he decided that he preferred boys. He grew up without any friends, and when he heard about how a catheter works, he began inserting objects into his penis. At the age of 13, Dodd was caught exposing himself from his bedroom window to kids walking by. The police were called about this behavior, but nothing was done, so all he learned from the experience was to be more careful about where he acted out on his impulses, which soon advanced to fondling and filleting children in the neighborhood. He even went so far as to rub feces on his genitals and anus in order to entice his dog to lick them. When he was 15, he was arrested for molesting multiple children, but was just sent to counseling. It didn't help as he continued to molest children as young as 3, after which he was sent to a Christian camp where he sexually assaulted many of the younger campers. 2 girls reported his actions, but he joined the Navy after high school to avoid charges of child molestation. In 1982, he went AWOL and was arrested for asking a young boy to disrobe. Dodd was discharged from the Navy, but nothing further was done. Later that year, however, he was jailed for undressing a child he lured from a nearby playground, but only served 30 days and was ordered to seek counseling. Their treatment was a failure, with Dodd sentenced to 10 years in prison in 1984 for another act of molestation. Despite the lengthy sentence, he was released after just 4 months. By 1987, he had begun to dream about building torture devices to use on children and believed that he had formed a pact with Satan to acquire victims. Dodd wrote, "I've now asked Satan to provide me a 6 to 10-year-old boy to make love to, suck and fuck, play with, photograph, kill, and do my exploratory surgery on." In 1989, he acted out his darkest fantasies, tying up and abusing 10 and 11-year-old brothers before stabbing them to death in the woods. Dodd spent the next few weeks collecting newspaper clippings about the murders and putting them in a scrapbook. A couple of months later, he acted again, kidnapping a toddler who he choked into unconsciousness before finishing the job with a rope. Just 2 weeks after that, he attempted to abduct another boy from a movie theater, but his car broke down 2 blocks away and he was caught by the boy's stepfather. He was arrested, and the FBI were able to elicit a confession to the murders. Dodd pleaded guilty and was sentenced to death. While on death row, he created a coloring book designed to teach children how to avoid child molesters, and in 1993 became the first American hanged in nearly 3 decades. This is your birthday. Have a great day! And to Westley Alan Dodd, happy birthday, you